I've watched a lot of anime, like a lot, and after burning through hundreds of shonen series where some spiky-haired teenager discovers he's the chosen one, you basically start predicting the plot before episode 1 even ends. But when I came across Inuyashiki, and it doesn't play by the usual rules without aggravation, it's one of the most brutally honest superhero stories the anime world wasn't ready for. So in this video, let's dive into Inuyashiki and explore why fans believe this anime is truly different. So let's get started. Starting off with the story, Inuyashiki's premise itself is completely unique. It follows a 58-year-old man, Inuyashiki Ichiro, who is actually our protagonist. Yeah, twisty, right? This man doesn't start out as a mentor figure or some legendary hero. He's just old, he's struggling with his health, emotionally exhausted, ignored by his family, overlooked at work, hunched over with reading glasses, basically invincible. The setup is honestly uncomfortable until something extraordinary happens to him. And yes, at the age of 58, which already sends a powerful message, it's never too late. One night in a park, he's hit by an explosion of extraterrestrial origin, and his body is secretly replaced with an incredible powerful mechanical one that still looks human on the outside. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Another person is hit by the same blast. That person is Hiro Shishigami, a popular high school student who seems to have everything Inuyashiki doesn't. Good looks, friends, confidence, and a loving family. After the explosion, both of them become walking weapons. They take completely opposite paths. If Inuyashiki is the protagonist, Hiro is the antagonist. Hiro discovers that his transformation has destroyed his abilities to feel normal human emotions. He becomes numb and starts taking people's lives, though honestly, that feels more like an excuse. Hiro always had a superiority complex buried inside of him, and that's why the real moral contrast of this story isn't good versus evil, it's empathy versus nihilism. Though the storyline is exceptional, the way the story progresses is just commendable. The director and the writer know exactly where they want to take it, which is why the anime wraps up in 11 episodes without leaving any loopholes. I'm not exaggerating, you generally have to watch it to understand. There are no fillers episodes about school festivals or beach days, no cliffhanger ending begging for a second season, though I do agree that every single episode makes you want more. The ending might feel a little out of nowhere at first, but the characters are written so well that everything still makes sense. Not a single episode went by without me either tearing up or getting even more invested in the story, and there are solid reasons for that. First, it is emotionally impact, which I honestly think is crushing. Inuyashiki's life before his transformation, the way he is ignored by his family, even while living in the same house, generally gives me goosebumps. But I think about how many elderly people might feel the same way. The family into that angle is handled with surprising nuance, because the show doesn't turn them into villains or make Inuyashiki completely blameless either. Some might argue that his family didn't mean to ignore him, but that doesn't change the weight of the loneliness, that fear of being forgotten that Inuyashiki carries throughout the story. Made me tear up more than once, and that's the beauty of this anime. You cannot deeply with both of the story and its characters, and within that emotional depth, the character development both Inuyashiki and Hiro is steadily and natural. Both of them understand exactly what they are becoming. Apart from its emotional depth, the anime also delivers for action lovers. For me though, the action was honestly disturbing rather than exciting. Not because of its glorious or most graphic, though it definitely does not hold back, but because of how everything is presented without dramatic music or hype. For example, when Hiro kills people, the show does not make it look cool. There are no flashy camera angles or stylish slow motion shots. It's not the kind of massive destruction you usually enjoy watching in anime. It's sudden, realistic, and always horrifying. You can clearly see horror and confusion in people's eyes when it makes you feel painful, real, and very different from classic action anime dynamics. The way Hiro keeps that blank facial expression after his transformation honestly sent chills down my spine. In one scene, after he kills a girl in her home and Inuyashiki comes to investigate, he suddenly encounters Hiro there. He is not hiding, not running, just standing with that empty face, almost like he was waiting for him, the way he appears in the scene. Genuinely terrified me for a moment, and then when, of course, he immediately attacks Inuyashiki. This is just one example, and the entire story is filled with moments like this. For me, overall, it was brutally uncomfortable because I honestly cannot handle that level of realism in violence, but that discomfort is exactly what makes it stand out. And it's not just about the fight scenes. There are moments of longing too. If you're looking for them, Shinobu Watabe, a quiet, kind, and unpopular classmate of Hiro, develops feelings for him. She is clearly drawn to the wrong guy. That yearning briefly turns into something romantic, but Hiro is not capable of returning those feelings because he has his own dark motives. And honestly, I like that. Hiro does not soften or change throughout the story, which makes his character feel more honest and terrifying. Obviously, this is a Mappa production, and in 2017, the studio truly brought their A game. You can clearly see their willingness to take creative risks, and honestly, it pays off. The direction and framing stand out, and the camera work feels fresh for a 2017 anime. The character design are deliberately styled and fit the story really well. In 2D scenes, the facial details and expressions are easy to read, which adds a lot emotionally. Most moment-heavy scenes use CGI, which actually makes scenes because the complexity of the mechanical bodies would be hard to animate consistently otherwise, and it fits the cyborg concept well. However, some fight scenes fall short. When characters fly around the city, CGI sometimes drops to the PS2 era quality, which is honestly disappointing. The opening theme, My Hero by Man with a Mission, is an absolute banger overall. The visuals are not groundbreaking, but they do exactly what they need to do. Now, if you ask me whether you should watch it, let me summarize it for you. If graphic violence triggers you and you want clear-cut heroes with light, fun storytelling, this is not for you. But if you do not fall into that category, then absolutely watch it. It is worth your time, and I would personally rate it 8 out of 10, considering both its strengths and flaws. And that's it for me for my review of Inuyashiki. If this video adds something to your anime bucket list, then do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.